Hello, my name is Scott Hammock, and today I'll be doing my technology lesson demonstration assignment. It's where I take a technology and integrate it into one of my existing lessons. So for the past week, we've been going over slope, and I created this PowerPoint to go through or this Nearpod to go through and kind of show how it works and some of the features. It's the first Nearpod that I've done. So as you go through, got my essential questions going up. Kids know what they're going to expect. I've got the lessons time frames for the day so they know what to expect, how the class is going to flow. It's a really good thing to put in. I think when students have expectations and they know what's going on, they're going to participate more. It gives them what each category is going to be. The first one, it asks a question to the students about how much they know about the lesson, which today it's about slope, and they get to answer. And if I look in the teacher mode, I have a student that's already answered. They said B, that they know a lot about it. I know little about it. So it kind of gives you an idea. It's kind of a pre-assessment to get going. As you go through, you got a corkboard where they can say, what do you already know about slope? And it already pops up. This student, which happens to be my wife, put in there y equals mx plus b. That's the slope-intercept form. That's the most basic form that we use. And it will put all of them up on this corkboard, every student's comment, and I get to approve them or deny them when they're put up, so inappropriate things didn't get put up on the board. And as we move through, the next part of this lesson that I thought was really neat is that I could put a live experience VR viewer of Hong Kong to relate to my subject, which is tough in math, to get real-world applications. But here we have a lot of technology, and they get a VR viewer where they get to actually see the slopes in Hong Kong and relate it to what we're doing, and they can see the slopes of the hills and slopes of the mountains in the background, and they can actually relate the slope lesson that we're doing directly with what they're seeing in class. Then you go the next corkboard question, how could you tell which parts of the skyline were the steepest? They look the furthest away. Once again, I can control what the students post on the board and what they can see. I have to approve it before it goes up there in the teacher view. We get into the next part of the lesson about let's explore, elaborate a little bit more in depth. What is slope? So we defined it. Then I embedded a Khan Academy video into it that I can set that either I play it and we kind of go through it and I can narrate it, or I can let the students play it on their own because it does have all the lesson with the video. It's not just a blank screen or a recorded screen. It actually has a teacher going over it. Once they're done with the videos, they get to play a game. I think gameplay in the classroom is really good. I get to choose what I want them to play and how I want them to play it. They get to answer questions. At the end, it'll give them, it'll rank the top 3 people, and it'll keep giving them different questions as they go through the game. It's a good way to keep them engaged in the lesson as we go through. And it's about halfway through the lesson, so you really want to make sure that she just logged on here and shows her avatar. But the lessons are really good. It's all timed. Really good way to keep the kids engaged. After being in the class for 20 minutes at this point, they're wanting to have something to be a little more interactive and not just a pencil and paper. After we get through those, we identify slope on the graph. Once again, I embedded videos into it that I can play or let them play to kind of show them what it means and how it works. Then they get to actually draw and create a graph and finding the slope of a graph. And they actually get to write it in. If you put here, they can actually write on it. They find 2 points and find the slope, which is a change in y over the change in x. The rise over the run would give me the slope for the line that's graphed there. Calculating the slope from the table, they got to understand that it's another video, but they understand that it's the change in y over the change in x. So we get here, they get to write it out. So the change in y, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And my writing is awful with the mouse, so my inner right pad will have to be utilized here. But they get the formula and they get the points, and they get to actually pick them and find the slope of each of the points. Once you're dealing with parallel lines, you got to, slope, you got to find if lines are parallel or perpendicular, and we go over how parallel lines always have the same slope but a different y-intercept, where perpendicular are going to have opposite slopes. Once again, there's another video that we've embedded. This one's from Khan Academy as well, just to kind of give a visual to those that need it. So the kids that like to work at their own pace, I can set it at their pace, and they can work on their own. As you go through, you can see the slides that are interactive. Then I go through, I've got a quiz at the end, and then they can show all their work on their board, and then it asks a question about how do you feel now that we've finished the lesson, to see how it goes. Nearpod is the first time I've used it, but it seems to be a really great way to keep kids interactive in the classroom. So I will definitely utilize it as I move forward with math and hopefully keep my students more engaged. I hope you enjoyed this presentation.